Hello there, Hidden Hermit. Look what we have here. It's the King of Cups from the Night Sun Tarot. Now, the King of Cups is an interesting fellow, and the first thing that should probably be noted is that, you know, there are lots of different systems for the court cards. The Waitsmith and the top tend to have a different system, and the Night Sun does kind of lend itself towards the top. So, for example, you go Princess or Page to Queen, then King, then Knight in the Night Sun, whereas, you know, we're more used to Page, Knight, Queen, King. Is that relevant? I don't know. That the systems can be quite confusing. So, for example, with this one, the kings are the air element of whatever their suit represents. So the King of Cups is the air element of water. Now, I like the alchemical associations with that. A lot of people think the kings are more the fire element of whatever suit they're in, but I prefer the air element. I'm not entirely certain why. I will probably explore that at some other point. But anyway, so the King of Cups, or indeed the Prince of Cups in some systems. Now, I'm not a great fan of him. I don't think he's a particularly good king in many ways. I mean, when you think about the court cards, I prefer the Page and the Queen for the suit of cups, for that emotional element. I think they bring much more stronger sort of associations with the element. The King of Cups, I think he can be a little bit wishy-washy, to be perfectly honest. So here's the Prince of the Chariot of Waters. Although this guy's not on a chariot, he can be subtle and quite crafty. I think he's artistic. He can have a fierce nature, but look at this guy. I think this guy looks a little bit like Moby. I don't know, because he's bald. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, he can be. He's quite artistic. He's quite benevolent, cultured. The King of Cups, you know, traditionally he's a protector. You know, he's sitting on his throne on the waves. I don't get that vibe from the Night Sun of King of Cups, to be perfectly honest. We can explore that in a little more detail. But, you know, when he comes up reversed or indeed ill-dignified, then he can be quite intensely evil. He can be merciless, insecurity, defensiveness, those kind of ill-mannered emotional senses. Am I making sense? I think I am, to me. But yet, like I said, when he's ill-dignified or reversed, frustration is another one that comes up. In the little white book for the Night Sun, we have resolution, because he's the king. You know, he's at the top there. He's quite calm, and this fella does look indeed very, very welcoming and calm. You know, he brings a little bit of comfort, if you like. Ill-dignified. Corruption is a word that comes up, as well as fraud, which is interesting. Now, I mean, looking at this guy here, he does look, like I said, very welcoming. You know, he's got his hand up in either a welcoming gesture or maybe a kind of not quite so dogmatic benediction, perhaps. He's got one leg crossed, which could be representative of a yoga pose, or indeed it's very similar to the hangman. Hangman is, of course, the water element, it signifies the water element, so I don't know if that's a correspondence. I honestly don't know what's going on with this head. Something Eastern. I'm not well versed in Eastern esoteric tradition, so I don't know. Ask Fabio Lestrani, the artist. He'll know. Like all the court cards, he has 1 foot in the water, so 1 foot in the emotional well, if you like. I've already said it. I'm not a huge fan of the King of Cups in any deck, and I think the Night Sun's no different. He does seem like a nice guy, but I much prefer the Queen or the Page, to be perfectly honest. But that's the King of Cups from the Night Sun Tarot.